Welcome back, everyone, to the Light on Feeds podcast. This is episode 54.
54, guys.
Biggest gamer.
More.
And today we're back with the greatest so far novel of all time,
Beyond the TimeScape. But before we start Beyond the TimeScape, guys, just so you know, next week we are reading Keyboard Immortal, and we do have some sad news about Keyboard Immortal on Wuxia World. We have caught up to the author. The translations have caught up to the author, meaning this might be the last time I do Keyboard Immortal for months. It could just be like regular. In 5 weeks I'll have another 50 chapters, or we don't get 50 chapters ish for like 4 months. We don't.
Well, actually, I was reading this.
Mm-hmm.
We actually don't have to worry about it for a little bit.
Why?
Well, because when he said that, he meant like extend it.
Oh,
so not current.
The tiers you're talking about?
So it's like if you got to the latest tier,
Mm-hmm.
like there isn't anything left.
Okay.
So, because right now it's at 2120. So the current, like the free version, is like 100 chapters behind.
Oh, okay.
But we'll probably catch up pretty quick, depending on.
But how quickly do you think he's gonna release the extended chapters? At the same rate? Because it looks like I've been looking at the chapters. They look pretty sporadic. He's been uploading like 1 a day, and then he'll skip like 2 days, the translator, and then he'll throw out like 3. So I have no idea what he's doing anymore.
Yeah, that's true. So we'll see. But
yeah.
We'll probably read one more time, and then it'll probably be like...
Okay, I didn't read that. I didn't read that into it. So, okay. So, guys, we probably have maybe one more Keyboard Immortal after next week. And then
it'll probably be like at least, I say like 4 or 5 months.
I agree. It's going to become Devil's Son-in-Law.
Yeah.
Well, we read about it in June and we came back in December.
Yeah, because we read 1,100 chapters and then we had to wait 6 months for...
the last like 178 chapters or whatever. Not even. I think it was the last 78 chapters is what it was.
Oh yeah, because we waited for like a couple months for like...
up to 1,200.
Yeah, and then we waited like another like 6 months for
the last 78 chapters.
Yeah, we were just like, bruh.
That weren't even great.
Yeah. Well, no, they were good. It was just like the last 25.
Okay, yeah, that's true.
The last 25 chapters were not that good, but
okay.
Everything else up to that was really
good. That's true. That was very good.
Yeah.
But alright, we are back at Beyond the TimeScape. We had a month of Beyond the TimeScape, and I'll be honest, it wasn't enough.
No.
Beyond the TimeScape is so good, guys, and Airgen, he did it again. Alright, he did it again. A little recap. Our boy Zhu Chen and Chen Ernu, or the captain, and what's his name? Ning Yan?
Did you say Zhu Chen?
Yeah.
Zhu King?
Zhu King, wow. I think I'm mixed of both.
Yeah.
Who else was I thinking about?
You thinking of Wang Chen?
Yeah, maybe. So Zhu King, and then the captain, and then what's that little girl's name? She's not a little girl anymore. But what's her name? The scythe wearing girl, the scythe girl.
King Q.
King Q, and then Ning Yam. They were all at the 10 intros, Immortal Tree.
Yep.
China knew the captain, and our boy became followers of the Heavenly Tao, of the 100th Heavenly Tao.
100th immemorial Heavenly Tao.
Yeah.
This is important because there's the immemorial Heavenly Taos, and then there's just a normal Heavenly Tao.
Yeah, true. And so that happened. They all got teleported far away. We don't know where the other 3 are at the moment. And
everyone got teleported separately.
Yeah, and last we saw was that our boy was just teleported into the middle of the desert that he originally crossed to get to Sea Scaling County. Is it Sea Scaling, right? I feel like I messed that up.
It's
Sea Sealing?
Sea Sealing County.
Sea Sealing County, okay. And that's where we got left off, and it didn't take literally any time for something to happen.
No time. And it wasn't just anything happen. It was the biggest thing that could happen.
Yep. Literally, this man's just running away. Not even running. He's like, I just need to get to the capital. He's I'm injured.
Yeah, he's just traveling. He's just like, I'm going to go back, get some healing pills.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, you see just a figure appear in the sky.
Mm-hmm.
And this figure looks down. Mm-hmm. Sadness is in his eyes. And unwillingness. Tries to say something, but in the end, no words come out. Mm-hmm. And poof. disappears. Our governor was killed.
Whoa. You skipped a solid 20 chapters, my guy.
That's what I was talking about.
No. You just skipped like 15 chapters.
Come on, this was the big part.
Yes, but there was a very big part that happened right before then.
What happened right before?
The godly battle?
Oh!
You're thinking of the beginning of the book.
Yes, that's right.
We didn't talk up to the beginning of the book.
Oh, okay, yeah, you're right.
So we finished off, we still had around...
Because we finished off 460.
Yeah, we had around 15 chapters, which was until the end of book 5. And then we got into book 6, which is what you're talking about.
Yeah, because I remember now, because we were like, we're going to finish the book, we're not going to read it anymore.
Yeah.
No, I forgot.
But on the pod, we're going to talk up to 460. So, what happened, I don't know if you remember. You remember what happened, right?
Well, I just remember they each got separated.
Yeah.
Didn't...
I got you. Yeah, so this is what happened. They all got separated. Zoo King is in the desert. And he's going towards the capital. And he's just healing from like everything that's happened. He's now at 8.5 cores completed. And he's like feeling like this is amazing.
Oh, I remember now. Oh, I completely forgot about this.
I can't. This is so crazy.
I don't know how I forgot about this.
So he's going on his way there, and it's just like he's feeling this premonition. He's like, "What's going on? Something's going on." And then he's going faster and faster to the capital because he's like, "Something's chasing me." And then finally, he's like probably 2 hours from the capital.
And you still missed something though.
What?
The smoke.
Yeah, the smoke right. That's when he shows up.
Oh, I thought he was. That was before the 2 hours.
No, it was before the 2 hours. He's like 2 hours from the capital, and the smoke ray makes him wait for 2 hours.
Oh, you're right. So what happened was he went there. He asked to use their teleportation.
Yeah.
And then they said
no. Yeah.
And they didn't say no right away.
Oh, they said wait here.
Yeah, wait here. And then he realized he felt like they were stalling, and that's when he left.
And then he's finally near Ceiling County, and the smoke ray shows up, and he's like, "Oh, just wait a second." I forget what excuse they got him to wait, but they got him to wait, and Zoo King waited 2 hours there, and then all of a sudden, this man just shows up. Boom! I actually forget his name though. What's his name?
It was Young Master Chu's father. I forget.
Yeah, Young Master. Yeah, I need to find his name, but I thought it was Young Master Shen.
Sorry.
Shen something.
No, but Chu is like their
given name or their actual like surname.
I think so. Is it Chu?
I don't remember. That I should know. Let's see.
I can't exactly remember, but
Shen Yang. Master
Yang?
Shen Yang or something like that, right? That was his name.
Oh, the young guy.
Yeah.
Maybe it's Shen Chu. I feel like I'm either that or I'm mixing him up with someone else. Either way, actually, he didn't show up at the Smoke Spirit's place. He left, and as he was about to get to Ceiling County, he got intercepted by Young Master Shen's father.
Yeah.
At the last moment.
Which is Chu Tian.
Chu, yeah, that's his, yeah.
Chu Tian Kun.
Yep, that's his name.
Yeah, here you go. Maybe I said it weird.
Chu Tian Kun.
Yeah, Chu Tian Kun. So.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Shen Yan. Yeah. So Chu Shen Yan.
Yeah. Well, no, I think they called him Master Shen Yang before, but like that was just they called him Master Shen Yang. That wasn't actually his like full. That's like his Taoist name, you know.
I thought Shen Yan was his name. I thought it was Chu Shen Yan.
I don't know, to be honest. Maybe it was, but I just know they called him Master Shen Yang.
Well, yeah, I mean, that's what your name. That's his first name, so yeah.
Okay. Maybe maybe you're right. Maybe it was Chu Shen Yang, and that was just how they called him.
Yeah.
But whatever, he's dead. He's not important. His father, though, Chu Tian Kun, is like, I'm here. You killed my son, and you guys sniffed out all of those godly bodies, but you didn't get the best one.
Yeah, because he was the fifth one.
He's the fifth one.
And we actually, because I forgot, when he was taking the ship to the Sword Stage County, that he was being followed. Remember? Like they said, like the guy who was wearing like a hat and he was like a mask.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah. And so Chu Tian Kun is like part of Torchlight.
Yeah. Bro, I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
When he showed up, This is probably why I forgot about it.
Yeah.
Because I completely forgot about his dad.
Yeah.
Like, for some reason, because remember we were talking about, I was like, I wonder what happened to his dad.
Yeah.
We were just like, whatever.
Well, I think we just assumed, like, he was, like, part of, like, another Torchlight thing, and, like, he just wasn't...
He just wasn't there or something?
Yeah, he just wasn't there at the moment.
Yeah, because that's why I was like, oh, it's whatever. And then when he showed up, I was like, his father?
Yeah.
So it shocked me so hard. I was like, what's this? Because that was like the last person I expected to be like the guy that was following
Me
him.
too, bro. I had literally no idea until we see him, and I'm like, oh snap. And to be honest, for me, I know he was a Nascent Soul person, because I remember when he went to try to fight Master 7, when during the what was it? When Zhu King was becoming Master 7's disciple.
Mm-hmm.
Remember when all the sects showed up? The soaring cloud sect showed up with the Patriarch and his son, which is Chu Tiankun, and he went to go fight Master 7, and Master 7 bodied him in an instant, and he's like, Spirit Trove?
Yeah.
So I knew Chu Tiankun was Nascent Soul, but like I thought he was peak Nascent Soul, or actually he was peak Nascent Soul, but because of his fusion with the godly body, and I think he dropped from peak to early, is what happened.
Oh, that's right. It took some of his cultivation.
Yeah. And so he was an early Nascent Soul, and our boy Zhu King was at 8.5 cores.
Yeah. Actually, him being at early Nascent Soul, wasn't it also because he was doing something else? Like, was he burning something? Or using some kind of power?
I think it was, he had to restrict his cultivation base because his godly power was giving him unending life by restricting his cultivation level. Because, like, if he went all the way to peak Nascent Soul, like, he wouldn't be able to, like...
Was there, like, a balance?
Yeah, something like that. Yeah. And so, and just to remind you guys, 8 cores is basically the absolute peak of gold core without a life lamp.
Yeah.
So 8 cores, as much as you can get without a life lamp. Zhu King has 3 life lamps, so he has up to 11. He's only filled 8.5 of them, so you can think 8 is like what his power is at. And that's including his life lamps. So he is basically like peak gold core, and he's fighting like early Nascent Soul, and that fight was crazy.
Yeah.
They went like back to back, like lots of moves, and it really opened up like godly power in the novel. Like we keep talking about gods and gods and gods. This is the first time like Zhu King basically fought a god.
Yeah, because they mentioned there's 2 types of methods of getting stronger. You either walk the path of the Tao, or you walk the path of godliness.
Yeah. Or you can walk the path. You can walk both. But obviously,
Where they said that?
I think it's just inferred. Like you can walk the path of like body cultivation or like inner cultivation. But if you do both, it just takes a long time.
I think it's not inferred because of what was happening to Chu Tiankun. Because you know how like as like to get more godliness, he had to like sacrifice more of his cultivation. So I feel like that's a sign that's like they don't walk the same path.
So you think Zhu King is like extremely unique to be able to like have god power in the way he does?
Yeah, like I feel like it's not a normal thing.
Okay, I thought it was honestly. I also thought that until like we learned. The more and more we learned about what can get inside a gold core, the more I'm like, I feel like it could be, like you can do both, because like, I honestly am surprised at what this man's putting in his gold core.
Yeah.
He puts in the most outrageous things, and I'm like, that's possible, bro. Like, he has a heavily down a gold core, and then, like, we found out later, so it's
embryonic heavenly down.
Embryonic heavenly down. He has a Ghost Emperor manifestation. I didn't even know that was in there. He has an Imperial Cluster. I think that was kind of...
That was cool.
That was cool. His taboo poison. Like the Violet Moon God Source is what we find out it is, right? He's like, you would pretty much put anything in your gold core.
Except for one thing.
Yeah, we'll get to that. So that's why I thought it was kind of more like it's possible to do both if you put it in your gold core. Because your gold core is pretty much like they're like more foundational than I thought they were.
They really are, and I think I like that aspect of like you gotta find something to like that is like a source of power for you.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, this is good foundation building block, like cultivation spot.
The only thing I will say is I wish we knew more about what other people put in their gold cores. Because I know they said it in passing, but like our boy is so disastrously different from what people do in their gold core stage.
Because the only thing we know that he shares in common is probably like Imperial
class
techniques. That's like it.
And then like his embryonic heavenly Tao was supposed to just be the blue sea dragon. That would have been like normal.
Yeah, like.
But instead it went crazy power up. So yeah, besides the Imperial class techniques, we don't really know what other people put in there. And that's what I'm like.
True. And it's kind of hard to ever find out. Other than that and life lamps.
Yeah, that's true. But to the battle, Chen Tiankun is a godly cultivator, and he basically they go back and back. What's that?
Back and forth.
Back and forth. Thank you. They go back and forth, and Zhu King is actually able to kill him as a peak gold core versus early Nasa Soul. He's able to kill him like multiple times.
Oh yeah, because because every time he died, he just revived due to the godliness.
Yeah, he was getting a little bit stronger each time.
What was the thing that killed him at the end, actually?
So then...
I forget. I remember, like, it was like...
I got you, bro.
It was crazy.
The script battle was crazy. So then, Chen Tiankun was like, yo, this guy is really, like... He's kind of wrecking me.
Oh!
And then he pulls out a minor fragment.
Was it not in like an eye in his head?
I think it was. It was, like... I think... I'm not sure exactly how
it
has the minor fragment.
Was it like... It was like a
fragment. It was a treasure.
Yeah.
He bought the treasure from the smoke rights, and it's a minor fragment of
a world.
Of a world.
So like, it was basically like a battleground. And like they trapped them both. And it's like either you die or I die.
Yeah, and then we don't leave until somebody wins.
Yeah, and Zhu King uses poison.
Yep.
And he tried to access like he used his trump card of godliness. And that's why I was thinking, like, the eye, like, he opened up something.
Yeah. So that's where we find out that, like, gods can see past, present, and future.
Yeah.
And that's, like, a very big deal. Like, when they, like, we obviously are just saying, like, all timelines. But, like, past, present, and future.
That means it's going to be something.
Important.
It's going to be something like that
later on
in the novel where someone's going to be like, you know, connect the dots or something.
Yeah, like, something.
And for someone like Chen Ernyu, who's like,
who has a past. And has a present, or he has a past and a present, and probably a future, but his past is so different. Yeah. I don't know, when they do past, present, and future stuff, it's very complicated.
It will be, yeah. And especially, like, obviously when we saw in the war, when, like, one guy said that thing, it was kind of like, what does that mean?
Yeah. So just so you guys know, the past, present, and future thing, don't just think of it as, like, time. It's like, it's different than that. I think for example, your past is the memories you live on that live in other people of you.
Yeah.
So if your past gets erased, everybody who has ever known you will forget about you unless they're seeing you like right now. That's how the past works, which is what actually Chen Tiankun tries to do to Zhu King.
Yeah, that's
He's
what
like,
it was.
I'll erase your past. And when he tries to do that, he goes inside his mind. And I guess...
This was really cool, actually. So when he was in his mind, there's all these doors. That I would think it was like karma doors.
Yeah, I think exactly that's what it is.
I don't know if they called it that, but that's
they didn't.
Yeah,
but this is basically what it is.
Yeah, so it's like it's all the karma that he's
all the karma ties that they were shown as doors.
Yep,
that's open doors.
So everyone that's ever talked to him or connected to him, whatever, that has some memory of him, like it's all these doors that are open. So when he entered the space.
That's the close. I think 90% of them, or
I think it was 90, or
I think that was. I don't think it was 90%. I think he said I need to close. I need to close at least 90% of these doors without failing 10 times. Oh, is what he said.
Okay.
And then you take it away because you know what happened.
Yeah, because it was like this was a failure from the beginning.
Yeah.
This will never work on Zhu King, no matter what.
Yeah.
So he's closing all these doors.
Yeah.
He's going crazy, and then he runs into the All Might.
Well, who did he run into first? The Eye, right?
Yeah.
Wasn't that the God?
Yeah.
That's the God of the sky.
The fragmented God of the sky.
Yeah, I was like, he's getting wrecked.
I
thought he was gonna die right there.
Me too.
Chen Tiankun, I thought he was gonna die from the backlash of opening it or like trying to close it.
Yeah, I think it was the godliness, because since it's from the same source, like I think that's why he didn't die right away.
Yeah, so he got a backlash.
That's what I think in my head.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think so. He got a backlash, and he's like, as long as I close 90% without failing like 9 more times, I should be safe. But then he gets trumped by Sir Bloodsmelter, I believe, is one. The captain is another. Yeah. His brother, I think, is another one. There was more. I think the palace lord maybe was another one. I'm forgetting the rest, but I know there was a couple more.
Was Master Seventh?
I think Master Seventh was also one. Yeah, there was a bunch. The god, the violet.
The Red Moon Goddess.
What's her name? Crimson
Goddess.
Crimson Goddess was another one. I think the Ghost Emperor Mountain was another one. Or am I making that one up?
I have no idea.
I feel like I'm making that one up.
It would make sense.
Yeah. Actually, I think that one was it because he's a smoldering god.
Yeah, he's not dead.
Yeah.
He's just sealed.
Yeah. So yeah, Chen Tiankun got wrecked. All right. He couldn't successfully pull it off, and then he used a crazy move, which is he had one of the box that Zhu King's brother used on not Seven Blood Eyes, but on the 8 Sect Coalition that created basically was like an environment in which the god of the sky like looked down on you.
Yeah, for me to do.
He had probably like a 1% of that box.
Yeah.
And he was able to sacrifice it to give him godly power, and he basically that's what he did, right? He sacrificed it, and it was to give him godly power to erase him in entirety and that's when he tried to erase his past, present, and future. Or was it his future then that he tried to erase? Or was it his present? Because there was a lot of like things going around the time.
I can't exactly remember what it was.
Yeah. But basically, Chen Tiankun used that crazy move. He sacrificed the box, and he's like, I'm going to destroy all of your... Oh, he was looking for his future. Oh. That's what it was. He was looking for his future, and he was looking for the future in which he's dead. Because that's how futures work. There's like millions and millions of your futures, and as long as he found one in which you died and made it the reality, that you would instantly die. Mm-hmm. And while he was looking through it, that's when Zhu King popped off, and he was like... Oh, I gotta do like everything now, and he popped with his violet godmother god source. Yeah. And then what was the other one?
Was it not the poison?
Oh yeah, and then the poisonous, the poison taboo. He mixed them both, and he became a god.
Yes, that's what it was. Yeah. He used godliness to fight the godliness.
Yeah, and I think his double sources of godhood merged together enough to let him be like. Kind of a lesser god, I think, because we find out there's tiers later. I like Crimson Moon Goddess.
Yeah, Crimson Moon Goddess.
Crimson Moon Goddess is a high god, we find out, and he's like kind of like a lesser god here, and he's able to resist against Chen Tiankun, and that was absolutely insane. Mm-hmm. And then was there one last part that happened, or was that the end?
I think he failed and he just started disappearing.
I feel like there was one more thing that happened that went absolutely. That fight was epic, bro.
It was.
It was so cool. I feel like there was something else.
I don't think so. Because I feel like after he merged his godliness, he just won. And then they were talking.
Oh, you know what? You're right. That did. Yeah, that was how it went. Yeah.
That was like the ending where he was like, he wasn't mad at Zhu King anymore. Yeah. That he lost. He was like, oh, you won. Mm-hmm. Like, I couldn't kill you no matter what. Yeah. And then he told him about
godly powers, I think.
Yeah, and he was also telling him about like fate. He was like, how can you change? What was it? How can you? Oh, I forget what it was.
It was important.
Yes, because it was something about a blood red sea.
Yeah.
He was like, how can you change the color?
Yeah, because Zhu King was like, give me something that will help me in the future if you don't really want to die like this. And he said something important. And by the way, the Ghost Emperor did show up.
It was the Ghost Emperor.
Yeah, he did show up.
Actually, that makes sense. It's kind of crazy. Smoldering God. I wonder how strong he was.
Double. He was the two.
There's two?
Yeah, two.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Two worlds. Let's see.
What is it?
Trying to find what he said at the end. The end of this fight.
Something about the Blood Red Sea, man.
Oh, right here. He wants to. Zhu King actually convinced him. Chu Tianking, like, hey, like, these guys killed your son, Torchlight. Like, tell me, and that's my ultimate goal. Like, I'm gonna destroy Torchlight. And he's like, all right, I'll tell you something. And he's like, do you know how to change the color of the sea? When you figure out how, you'll get your answer.
Blood.
But I don't know, honestly. I was actually flabbergasted with that. I had no idea. I'm not gonna lie.
I was too. I'm pretty sure I read a comment that said blood.
Oh, really? I think he's gonna have to be able to, like, I think that means become a god.
There's that too.
Like, and not just like any god. I think he needs to become like a high god.
Well, we know that he's taken a unique path.
He is, yeah.
But we'll talk about that in a little bit.
Yeah.
So after that, this is just the beginning. Because now I'm remembering like that. I was like, oh yeah, this fight was going crazy, and I was like, now they're about to go chill. That's what it was. That's what I was feeling in my head. He was going back. I was like, he's gonna go back, chill, and they're probably gonna do something cool. And then, boom.
Right before that,
what?
Another thing happened, bro.
I can't not remember it.
All right, Zhu King, while he was fighting back against Chu Tianka. Now I remember the thing that saved his life was his
Lei Linger.
Lei Linger's divine.
She was the last. She was the final thing.
What's it called again?
It was like a destiny thing.
It was Destiny Aura, and it was like something. She called it something else, but like basically, or no, the innkeeper called it something else.
We fate.
I think it was. I forget, but we find out here that Zhu King was able to survive against Chen Tianking, Chen Tiankun with because of the Destiny Aura, we'll call it, from Lei Linger, and we don't find that out just yet. But Zhu King's like, this is the third time this is saving. Like, what's happening? And while he's recovering, he finally gets back to Sealing County, and as soon as he gets there, the innkeeper shows up, and he's like, Zhu King, you need to get out of here. And Zhu King comes out, and he's like, what's happening? And he was like, you haven't noticed, like, every time you're, like, close to death, something saves you?
That's right.
Lei Linger gave you part of her life, so anytime that you're at the brink of death, she'll take the brunt of it, but if anything happens to her, nothing happens to you. And Zhu King was like, I don't know how to return this favor. Because, like, he got saved 3 times.
Yeah.
And they were very crazy. I forget the first one off the top of my head. I think it was fighting the merfolk. No, that's when he got it originally from her, but I don't remember the first time it popped up. I think the first time, maybe fighting Master Shane.
I don't think it was then.
I know the second one was creating the Heavenly Tao.
Yeah.
And the third one was obviously fighting Chen Tiankun. The first one, where was it?
Did it happen when when the 8 Sec Coalition got attacked and he got hit with the breath?
No, that was, he used 3 life-saving treasures. I think it was before Seven Blood Eye. I think before 8 Sec Coalition. I feel like it was fighting somebody out there.
I don't think it was. It wasn't Master Shane.
It wasn't Master Shane, yeah. Or was it in his first fight? Because that first fight, he was close to death.
Oh, it could have been that first fight.
Yeah.
That would make no sense.
I'm not sure where the first
might have been
was.
might have been when he was getting chased right after.
But Master 7 came to save the day.
Yeah, that's true.
We're not sure where the first one is. They actually call it out. I can't remember off the top of my head. But Zhu King finds that out from the innkeeper. And basically Zhu King's like, and the innkeeper's like, you need to come with me. And we find out she's from the Earth Spirit tribe. Is that what they're called?
I don't know if they're called. No. The ancient spirit emperor is like they're descendants of the ancient spirit emperor.
But what is their race called?
They're wood spirits.
Wood spirits. There you go. They're the wood spirits. Zuking has to go there, and basically he hops inside of this ancient curse area, which is where the wood spirits, when they're getting their legacy, if they fail in acquiring their legacy, they die, and they have a very tough time acquiring their legacy because when the ancient wood spirit was trying to become a heavenly Dao, he was just supposed to become a heavenly Dao, but instead he tried to control the heavenly Dao, and he incurred a backlash that his whole race had to like incur, and so that's their like karma.
Yeah, that's right. Because
fighting.
he unified Reverend Ancient, and he was like, I want to be stronger. So when he went to go become heavily Dao, they're like, nah, sorry, buddy.
Yeah, karma backlash. And they basically wiped out 99% of them.
Yep, and they cursed them all. They're not meant to live very long, unless obviously they get their inheritance, and the stronger they become, they live.
Yep.
Longer.
And so Zuking had to basically hop into this ancient curse, and we find in their ancient emperor, was it the ancient emperor?
Yeah,
right.
He's alive.
He's alive.
Which is crazy because it's been a long time. So he just sits there, and he just.
So he's recovering, and he's basically just still on death's door.
Yeah, like you could say, like he doesn't even have 1% of his power.
Yeah. And so Zuking's like, you're gonna give me Leilinger or Lulinger?
Leilinger.
I was getting mixed up because of
yeah,
Long Chen.
Yeah.
Is it also Leilinger?
Yeah.
Right. Leilinger's soul is like about to be eaten by the Emperor guy, and he's like, Zuking's like, you better give me that back, and he's like, no. And Zuking's like, all right, because we actually find out in the fight versus Chu Tienkun that when Zuking uses the power of his violet moon,
the Crimson Moon goddess consents it, and she starts looking for him.
And she starts looking for him because she wants to get her god source back, because that's what he stole from her, part of her god source. And so Zuking starts using it, and he's like, I want you to know, if she gets here, you're dead, because she's going to eat you alive.
He was like, either you give me Leilinger and some of the good stuff over here, or some of her inheritance, or we die together. And he was trying to call his bluff, and then you just felt the eyes of the Crimson Moon Goddess just slowly descending. And he was like, oh!
Yeah. And Zuking also, but he does say, with that, he says, this is a transaction. When I'm strong enough, I'll pay you back. So, that's it's going to be important later on. And that was like a little side quest that was pretty huge.
It was.
And
we just ran into the ancient spirit emperor.
Yeah. That was like, we don't know what's above Smoldering God, but he's probably above that.
Yeah.
Like, he's like crazy. Literally, we try to become one of the 100 ancient heavenly Daos. Like, he's insane. That was epic. And then we finally get back to Seascaling County. And as soon as we get there you go. Do what you've been trying to say.
And now the governor went poof.
I think it was the very end of book 5.
Yes, it was the last chapter.
The last chapter, and he was like, and he gets there, and he's relaxing, and then all of a sudden he sees a giant image in the sky. It's like a huge person, and then he just sees the person disintegrating.
Yeah, and he's like, the county governor is dead? That's it.
You know what it was? Zuking wasn't actually there yet.
Yeah, he was going back.
He was on his way back, and he was like 2 hours away.
That's why I was confused.
Yeah, there was 2 different scenarios.
Yeah, where he was near Seascaling County.
So I think he was like 2 hours away, or maybe like a little less than that, and the governor died, and then Big Bro Kong was like, Zuking, if you're out there, stay out there. Like, shit is going crazy right now.
Yeah, so what happens is the corrections facility gets destroyed. All of the prisoners escape.
Including the clone of a god.
Yeah, he got out. D-132?
D-132.
They all escaped. Yep. They said they killed some of them, but barely. What, did another place get attacked? I can't remember. Or was it just the corrections facility that just blew up?
I think the corrections facility blew up.
Oh.
And the governor died.
And then the Holy Tides said, we're coming for y'all. They announced war. They pulled up. And then...
They started marching.
Yep. And then...
Talk about a trifecta, bro.
Bro. It went
It was crazy.
It was crazy reading it where you're just like, the county governor's dead, the prisoners escaped, the Holy Tides announced war.
And in the what's the prefecture? Emperor receiving prefecture. Emperor by the zombie got eaten, and the doors opened again.
Yep.
And then
so is it forbidden by the?
Forbidden by the zombie, yeah.
Yep.
And then forbidden by the garment, we find out also had another explosion.
They also
their door, I guess, or their source, the source of the seal, was also opening. So those two prefectures were under attack, and then we find out like literally 5 minutes. The Palace Lord, he gathers everybody after like 2 days, after like a day. He's like, everybody needs to show up. What were the 3 edicts again? He was like, 1, the governor's dead. 2, all sword sages have to be here by tomorrow at like 12 or something. He said like midday. And 3, because the Holy Tides are saying it's wartime.
We forget. I don't know if it was get all the non-human creatures.
Oh yeah. And I think he said that after. And 3, the Holy Tides are coming in. And then at the meeting.
Oh my! This was even worse when I heard this. So obviously human race is like, we're coming to back you up, bro. Don't worry. And then all of a sudden,
from the Imperial capital, guys,
they get attacked on the way there.
So
it was the
Nightshades.
The Nightshades, who backed the Holy Tide.
Don't back. They are the
masters,
the masters of the Holy Tide.
So the army that was supposed to come was like, they got attacked, and he was like, we have no idea if they're alive or not. And I was like, no idea.
That was crazy, bro.
Do you not have a communication mirror with the Imperial capital?
Yeah.
And I was like, we have no idea what's happening. Yeah. I was like, so you're all alone.
That was crazy, bro.
So you're because they're a prefecture, right?
Yeah.
Or county. They're
county, yeah.
It's prefecture, county, region.
Yeah.
Just want to let everyone know that.
And the humans have one region.
Yep. So to let you know, the Holy Tide region is attacking Sea-Sealing County.
Yep.
And they've taken over multiple prefectures surrounding Sea-Sealing County already.
I think they took 3 automatically.
Yeah. So Sea-Sealing County is on its own. All those sword sages on their own. Mm-hmm. They're going up against the entire Holy Tide army.
Well, luckily, the Holy Tide race has 4 dynasties, all ruling at the same time. And only the Red Spear dynasty was fighting.
Oh yeah, Sea-Sealing County.
Which was like somewhat of a reprieve because at least not all 4 armies were coming down at you at the same time.
Yeah.
But that was insane, bro.
It was insane to just read all of that.
And it was like chapter after chapter, it was like blammo, blammo, blammo.
It was like, bro, I was ready to like, let's pack up and leave. I was like, I'm not staying here.
I was like, there's no ways. But the thing is, I knew he wasn't gonna leave.
Oh yeah.
But I also knew that like there wasn't anything he could currently do that would change the outcome of this fight.
No, I was like, Zoo King is not going to be the main character for this. He's going to be like a bystander.
Yeah.
And so, in the war. Before, he actually wasn't he didn't join the war right away. So, because he's like the Secretary General of
the Palace Lord.
He was instead assigned a secret mission to find out who assassinated the governor.
Yep.
Because he was clearly assassinated. Yeah. Because Kong, I forgot. I'm not gonna pronounce his name. Palace Master Kong.
Yeah, that's
was
better.
like, if I didn't know the county governor, I'd think he killed himself.
Yeah.
Because it was just like that.
Like out of nowhere.
Yeah. But he essentially told Zoo King, he was like, I can't do it. I have no more time. Because he was putting on his cool armor. Black armor, ready to go out, mess people up. He was like, I got this. Yeah. And then we also find out that Big Brother Kong is the grandson of Palace Master Kong.
Yeah.
Because Palace Master Kong had 2 sons. One
committed suicide
because he was on a mission and he didn't want to get captured and used as a hostage, so he killed himself. And the other was a playboy. So, and even though he was strong, he wasn't that smart. So he fell victim to schemes.
Yeah. It sounds like it was done by humans too.
Well, yeah.
Which is pretty sad. As like his father's really like Palace Lord of the Sword Sages, you think like he wouldn't be like killed by the humans, but you can tell it was by humans. Yeah. Which is pretty sad.
But yeah. So Zoo King goes out, and the information that Palace Mr. Kong investigated. He was honestly, I don't know how he did it that fast.
Yeah.
He was quick with it.
Yeah.
I was like,
He was very quick.
in like a week hasn't even passed. You gathered all this information. It was crazy.
One thing I have to say while we're talking about information and in general, bro, we might need to shorten the amount of chapters we read for this. Because in these 50 chapters, like, it's a lot, bro. It's a lot. Like, we have arcs left in these. Like, usually I feel like most books, 50 chapters is like maybe an arc. Bro, we get like yes, the overarching, like, war arc happens in these 50 chapters.
But it wasn't even that. It wasn't long, and it didn't need to be long either.
Yeah.
There was like 4 mini arcs that comprised the entire situation.
Yeah, and I think that's just insane, and I love it. That like basically a whole mini arc will be done in like 9-10 chapters.
But it felt like so much happened.
Exactly, they don't feel like 9-10 chapters. They feel like 25 chapters, bro. They're like, whoa, like why doesn't everybody do this? You know?
But so what's the name of the pill? I can't remember.
It's like light fate pill something. I'll look it up when you talk about it.
But essentially,
yeah,
what he figured out was that obviously he didn't trust anyone because he felt like anyone could have killed the governor because you never know human nature. But he pretty much told him that he couldn't think of anyone who could kill the governor that quickly and that quietly. Like no one fit the framework for it. Even in fact, he said, "I'm actually." Out of everyone, I seem to be the biggest suspect.
Yeah.
Because I was the strongest one.
Yeah.
But he said, like, the county governor was a half step into the smoldering god, which was crazy.
Mm-hmm. That was pretty insane.
I was like, so when he said that, I was like, then who killed him? This is insane. That made it even more insane.
It really did.
Someone assassinated him by not even doing nothing.
Yeah.
And then that's when we get this pill that I was like, oh, this makes so much sense. This pill.
The lightmost Fate Havoc pill.
Okay, that is way too much for a pill.
And it's also a BS pill, I gotta say.
Oh yeah, but he explains it really well, and he was like, so this is a terrible pill. Every power hates it because it takes the destiny aura that is on a person and it turns it into poison. That is the most whack
anti-main character pill.
Yeah. I was like, what?
And also, you guys gotta remember how destiny aura works in this book. It's like the more important of a life you have, the more you gather. And they also say if you kill or beat some, I think it's more kill because this is such a kill novel. It's like you're not beating somebody and not killing them.
Yeah,
there's no dueling in this novel.
Yeah, destiny gathers on you.
Yeah.
And it's the same for leaders. Like you become like you gather destiny of your race.
Yeah, exactly.
So this pill was, the perfect assassination pill to any leaders of all races. So that's why it was banned because all races hated this pill.
Imagine instantly killing a half-step smoldering god.
Yeah.
That's a very large power. That's literally the strongest power at the moment, even up to the end of these 50 chapters. Like we definitely have seen the smoldering god, because I think the emperor of the Holy Tide race is a smoldering god. Personally,
no, because Palace Master Kong was not. He was only a void returner.
No, I'm saying the ancient emperor.
Oh, okay, yes.
I think he's a first world smoldering god.
Yeah, he has to be.
And but it's very clearly seen that a 4-step void returning expert, or you can say or a half-step smoldering god, is basically like the peak of a power below race leaders. And we're talking about major race leaders, not like the bunch of minor races that we keep talking about.
Yeah.
If you have a smoldering god, you are a substantial power.
Yeah. So this was what he suspected to have killed the county governor, because he said it made the most sense, and it would have been the most hidden method. Although I don't know how. It's a pill, so I don't know how he...
We don't know how it activates,
Yeah. How it activates, how he got... I'm assuming it has to be consumed somehow.
That's crazy, though.
But that means that there's clearly a traitor, because someone got that pill.
I feel like there's almost no way it activates on being eaten. Because then that would make it so...
It means someone... Actually, I would, because it seemed... Then he would have been literally, the person who killed him would have been right there. There's no way he could have gone away, unless he's like smoldering god.
That's true.
But then like a smoldering god getting in there, he would have just killed everyone.
That's very true.
So the fact of the matter is, this is either like something that he made like in small increments, like he made like a trash version of the pill, and he just had him feed it to him to build it up over time.
I don't think it works like that.
You sure? Because pills can do that.
100%. This type of pill cannot work like that. I think it will break the foundation of the store.
If a pill like that were.
Yeah. Because then, like, it's just too crazy of a pill. I think it has to, and especially the materials needed for it. I don't think you can get lesser versions of that. And, like, I think it can be less powerful, but I don't think, like, the increments can add up.
Well, but that's the only way it makes sense to me.
Why?
Because it's just like, oh, he's just like slowly like putting together a bomb in his body without him realizing it.
I think so too, because I also think it's crazy that he just eats like a whole light havoc. What was it? Light fate havoc pill.
Yeah, something.
We
forgot. It's just, the name's too much. Yeah. They should have just called it a fate killing pill.
Yeah. We'll call it a fate killing pill. And the fate killing pill is just I'm honestly not even gonna theorize it because it's just so ridiculous of a pill.
It is.
And but we find out that the main material needed for that is the rays of a dying sun, or what do they call it again?
Oh, the sun glow, something glow,
sunlight of a
rainbow glow,
or was it the core of a dying sun?
No, it was like the glow. It was the thing he found.
I think it was the daylight of.
I forget what it's called exactly, but it was the morning glow.
No.
Rainbow glow.
I'll look it up.
Whatever it was, it's like essence. I feel like it's like core essence from like the death of a dying sun. Because the dying sun is on Mount Daybreak.
Daybreak light.
Oh, it's just called Daybreak light.
And it's the light of a perished sun.
Yes. So this is one of the main ingredients. That means, but like they said, they hadn't found any of it
in the last 70, 80 years.
Yeah. So that's why I'm like, okay, so. But he found out that there were some that wasn't reported.
Yeah.
Which means...
I think you're skipping one thing that's important here, is that when we find out that when Zuking's investigating this and he's finding out that he needs Daybreak Light, he has to go to Mountain Daybreak. Is that what it's called?
Mount Daybreak.
Mount Daybreak. And that's where his parents were
were buried.
Buried. And so he's like, oh, this is like going to be a big adventure for me. And on his way there, just a quick side note, he meets some of the D-132 jail cell members. He meets the Stonehead and the Cloud Troll. I believe that's what it's called, right?
Yeah.
And when he goes to Mount Daybreak, he also meets the clone of the god. The clone of the god got wrecked by the Palace Lord, but I think it was 2 fingers and an eyeball was able to escape. What was able to escape? It was like 2 fingers and something else.
That was just 1 finger.
No, there was definitely 2 fingers and something else. Yeah. But then the Palace Lord, then the Honor Guard killed the other finger or something like that.
Oh, and I think the 1 finger was the only one that still escaped. So the rest of him is dead.
Yeah, except this last finger, and Zuking finds, or the finger finds him. Yeah. And Zuking basically gets captured by this finger. And we find Master Inkspirit, is that his name?
Yeah.
And he's the guy who can create paintings. He lives inside of a painting. And the God clone is having him there because the Master Inkspirit says, if you give me enough life source, enough flesh basically, I can create a painting of your body and it can become your real body. And in that process, Zuking got captured. Also, in a slight process in that, Zuking got captured because he was wrecking a smoke right camp that was going to fight Mount Daybreak, because we found out that while all the Void Returning people are off in the war, a big thing is that all spiritual and Void Returning experts are getting scripted into the war automatically.
Yep.
All sects, all species, everybody must comply. And if they don't, Palace Lord Kong wiped them out.
Yeah.
It's the only two prefectures who are not part of that is Emperor Receiving and Emperor, and then the Garment Place.
Yeah, the ones that have to deal with the forbidden places.
So,
Yeah.
yeah. So basically, right now, the strongest people out are Nas and Soul. That's like kind of what makes this arc kind of possible, because Zhu King is basically unkillable in the Gold Core stage, and at the moment he just killed the like early step Nas and Soul. So this is like kind of makes it like fair game here, and he kills a bunch of. He kills a bunch of smoke rights. And he gets captured by the finger of the god, and in the finger of the god's like mass of blood, he finds some source of daybreak light. It's like some residue, and you know what that means.
Golden Crow upgrade incoming.
It went kind of crazy.
It did.
It went all the way up to 100 tails, and that's when it became Nas and Soul level.
Yep. So he's a pseudo Nas and Soul now.
Yeah, and I think in the process of that, he also got his 9th and 10th Golden Cores completed. And what was the 9th one again? I don't know, it was something crazy. I think it was Daybreak Light.
No, I thought... No, I'm confusing with the 10th one. Because the 10th one was his bamboo slip.
Ah, so the 9th one was Daybreak Light.
I think
so. This is what we're talking about, guys. His cores went crazy this arc. So in the process of Zhu King absorbing the Daybreak Light and everything from the mass of flesh, he actually tells the divine clone of the god, he's like, hey, I can help you create a better body if you find me some Daybreak Light and some more smoke rights. Because at this point, Zhu King hates the smoke rights. And I think we have a species extermination incoming. Later. But the divine finger actually is able to find a Daybreak Light, a complete Daybreak Light, and brings it to Zhu King. And that's
that's when he realizes there's some nearby and he needs to go investigate it.
Yeah, so that's what he puts in his 9th palace, and he gets his 10th palace as well, his 10th palace, and he puts the bamboo slips from D132 in there.
But he originally was not going to do that.
Yeah.
Instead, he was like, oh, I know what to put in the 10th palace.
Yeah.
His Deus Ex Machina.
Yeah.
Because he loves saying that.
Yeah, I do. The violet crystal. Yeah.
He's only put this in there.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, all of his heavenly palaces shake with rejection.
Yeah,
they're like, hell no, get that away from us.
They are terrified beyond belief. And remember, we have a god source of a high god in here. We have Daybreak Light, which is light of a perished sun.
We have Golden Crow.
We have Ghost Emperor Mountain, double smoldering god, 2 world smoldering god. We have an embryonic heavenly Tao.
Yep. But they rejected the violet crystal as if it was meant to be there. The violet crystal, as if offended, released its tyrannical and dominant aura, and his heavenly palaces shook in fear and were almost about to break as a result. Even his life flames that flickered so brightly were about to go out. That's how bad it was. And and it described a scene where Zhu King's mouth almost dropped, his jaw almost dropped. Like, how is this possible? And then his sea of consciousness almost blew up. So he moved it away. And clearly, you cannot provoke the violet crystal. Violet crystal is unprovocable.
So instead, he puts his bamboo slips from D132 in there. And then the divine clone of the god is like finally, I think there was a kind of a situation. So Zhu King was fighting against Ink Spirit, and whoever completed their like assimilation first, the divine clone was gonna take over that body so that he can become whole again.
Yeah, actually, because the Ink Spirit knew that once the clone's body was complete, he would get eaten. That's why he was stalling. And he came up with a devious plan.
And basically, Ink Spirit won. He completed his painting before Zhu King could completely suck up all of the life essence. And then the Divine Clone inserted itself into the painting, but it couldn't handle his godliness, and it just destroyed instantly. But Ink Spirit was devious, and the picture that he created was of Zhu King in a godly form. And so the Divine Clone was like, oh, I know what to do. Ink Spirit was like, that's actually the body right over there. You just need to inject yourself into it. And so the divine clone tries to take over and possess Zuking.
Zuking's not without his vengeance. As the Ink Spirit tries to get away, Zuking's like, "Oh, you think you can get away?"
Yeah.
He sends his heavenly Dow blue dragon over at him and starts eating him. He's like, "What?"
Yeah. That was pretty crazy. Yeah. And then so the god is possessing Zuking and basically fully possesses him, reconstructs his whole body into being able to accept his godly form. And he goes through the whole process until the ghost or the god tries to take over his sea of consciousness to fully become him. And Zuking's like, I just found out this violet crystal kind of crazy. So he's like, let's put the violet crystal in my sea of consciousness and see what it will do when the god tries to like enter. And that god got instantly wrecked. He's like, what is this? What is this?
He tries to escape.
Yeah.
Zuking's like, hell nah.
Yeah. And we finally, they actually end up in a stalemate. And Zuking basically smooth talks the also we gotta say the finger of the god, of the clone of the god, is kind of insane. And only has like bits of clarity. So Zuking was able to smooth talk it into becoming part of one of his gold core palaces and said, in the future I'll make you a body. But we know that's a lie.
He's getting devoured.
He's getting devoured. And so that's when he gets put into the 10th palace, which is D132.
Yeah, that's why I understand why you're saying, like, what do people put in their palace?
Yeah, bro.
We just put the bamboo slip and the figure of a god into my gold core palace.
Like, and then like Daybreak, like, that's insane. And all of these, every single one of his, like, not every single one, but like, almost all of his, not actually, every single gold core palace, I feel it's gonna have some crazy implications the stronger it gets.
Yeah.
And so the god gets wrecked. The last finger is destroyed, and Zuking is now pseudo Nascent Soul with 10 gold core palaces complete. And now he's like, alright, I'm going to Mount Daybreak to see my parents.
Well, actually, he saw his parents before that.
Oh, that's true. He went to see his parents before that.
Yeah, so
he had a session.
So he went to Mount, because he was investigating. So he went to, because he was investigating in the glow. So he went to Mount Daybreak. You know, he was looking for, because he felt the throb of his bloodline. And when he couldn't find them, he realized they were buried in the heart of Mount Daybreak. So this is a really touching scene. It brought a tear to my eye. And
I really like that they said here that Zuking has become who he is because of his environment. But that's the mask he puts on to live. It's not who he is as a person.
Yeah, because it said, like, deep down. This is why the light thing is so important. Yeah. So, because, like, when he literally got on his knees and, like, pressed his face to the ground and, like, told his parents, like, may you rest in peace, father and mother. You know, it was just really sad. And he said, like, he had a tear drop down to the ground. Yeah. And they were saying, like, yeah, like you said, like, the mask he puts on for the world, like, shows him as a ruthless and cold person, but the reality is that's not who he really is underneath. So he wants a family more than anyone.
Yeah, he wishes he could be that kind boy that like loves everybody, maybe not loves everybody, but is a good person and can be like a friendly person to all. But instead he has to be a ruthless killer to survive in the world of, I think it's called the world of Armageddon, isn't it?
I have no idea.
I think they said it in like the first. Maybe I just made that up.
No, I think you did, because I think they said.
It feels like Armageddon.
I think that's what they said.
Yeah, it feels like Armageddon in this world. It's crazy. But yeah, it was a really touching moment.
But yeah, after he gets a god body, which is crazy. This is why we said he's walking a unique path, because he has a god body, but he doesn't cultivate godliness.
Yep.
Even though he has some godliness in it, but it's like his main is like immortal, or the Tao cultivating.
Yeah.
So this is where we see like, this is where now we see like, oh, maybe the fusion of God and immortal starts to open up. Yeah. So we go back to Mount Daybreak. Zuking wrecks some Nascent Soul people. Early Nascent Soul, cheeks in front of him. Mid Nascent Soul has a chance. We also find out how Nascent Soul works. If you have, I think per gold core, you can create one Nascent Soul. This is how it works. Really? So usually typical like
foundation establishment person will have 3 life flames, right? And so that's 90 Dharma apertures. That will become 6 gold cores, which can become 6 Nats and Souls. So usually, like, the peak of Nats and Soul is 6 Nats and Souls. And, you know, obviously, if you have 4 flames, you're going to have 7. If you have 5 flames, you can have 8. If you have life flames, it increases. We also found out, you're probably right, is that at least at gold core level, the max is 13. Because they said the max you can have is 13 gold cores, which I don't think is the max later on. Because I feel like he's going to have more than 13.
How do you have more than 13? Because, well, remember,
one for each life flame.
Yeah.
But I just feel like he'll just get more somehow.
Because, what? No, he's going to have 13. How did he get more?
He's following a path of godliness, bro. I
Bro,
feel like he'll
13 is already crazy. Most people don't have 5 life lamps.
I feel like he goes even crazy.
So, it's either, because he's going to have...
He's already at 11.
He's at 11, right?
So he's going to be able to get 11 Essence Souls.
How many life lamps does he have? 3?
3. He has the original 7 colored that you ate. Color rainbow. The second one is Master Shang Hong's, the black one that covers his soul. And the third one is the wing.
The 7 colored was Shangwon's.
No.
The black one was originally his.
Yes. The black one was for his... Well, it protected his soul.
Yes.
Master Shang Hong's protected his body.
Color. It was a 7 color.
Yeah, and it protected his body.
And now the wing one was for speed.
Yeah, the speed, yeah. He's at 11. He goes back. Mount Daybreak's getting attacked. He basically wrecks them, to make a long story short. We find out that other Sword Sage courts that are like in the prefectures have been attacked because a lot of, like 99.9% of Sword Sages are in the front lines. So there's like probably like, they basically said there's like 20 to 30 people at each base.
This is also why all the non-humans got conscripted as well. So that way all the so that way all the strong non-humans wouldn't go and take advantage of the weak humans.
Yeah.
And they said they had exterminated a bunch of races that wouldn't comply.
Yeah.
And obviously he was like, yeah, he was right, because if we lose, who cares?
Yeah.
And if we win, we still don't care, so kill them regardless.
Yeah, exactly.
I was like, that's perfect mindset.
It really did make sense.
It made sense.
Like, if we lose, who cares about these species?
And if we win, we don't like them anyway.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
get rid of them.
It was very simple, but very effective.
Yeah.
And so then Zhu King goes back to the Cecilin County, accomplish his mission, and
he gets new orders. This time he's like, forget about the
governor.
Yeah, we're too deep in the trenches. I need manpower, supplies, stat. Zhu King's like, I'm on it, boss.
Should we sum it up, or should we go in depth on this?
We'll sum it up because it's not that important. It was cool.
You got it.
Okay, so basically what happens is Zhu King's like, alright, where am I going to find manpower and supplies? And he realizes there's really only 2 spots.
I think with supplies first, though.
Oh, yeah. Okay, well... Oh, okay, yeah, so the supply spot was first. So everyone was being, classic, we're going to make a ton of money off the humans.
Yeah.
Oh, they're at war? Okay, this was $10, this is now $10,000 if you want supplies. And King was like, oh, yeah, that's how you want to play it?
Yeah, and also the supply people were like...
They were slacking.
They were slacking on purpose because they were trying to send a message to the Holy Tides, because the Holy Tides talked to all the non-human species and it was like, hey, when we take over, we're not changing anything. Don't worry about it. Like, exactly how it is how it'll stay. You won't have to worry about us like doing
status
something
quo,
crazy.
baby.
Status quo. So they were like, alright, fine, we're going to let the humans die.
But they were like, a lot of them were obviously playing both sides. They were like, no. They were like, okay. And then for the humans, they were like, we're going to be generous. We'll give it to you. We'll give you supplies, but you got to pay premium. And they were like, Zhu King was like, either you give us it at the standard rate or you die.
Yeah.
So he was coming. So that was obviously in his head. So he was like, all right, I got to figure out how to convince
the masses.
Yeah, well, how do I convince them, put enough fear into them to send supplies?
Yeah.
So that's when he goes and finds our little bird.
Yeah.
He's not little. But he's what's his name?
Bro, Kian.
Kingkin.
It sounded like King. Yeah.
So basically, Zoo King comes out and wants to ask. He brings Ning, and he's like, "Hey, I need you to take me to where you found Kingkin." And so they go. He yells out for him. He comes down. Ning Yan's afraid because he's like, "This is a beast. This is like a beast from an ancient era that they have really strong tempers. They're hard to get along with.
He's at least wood returning. We don't know what's that.
But King comes down. He's all friendly, and he lets Zoo King, because he has 3 heads, he lets Zoo King on his right head. And Ning Yan's like, that's crazy. Usually only the master goes, or not the master, usually only like a friendly person goes on the right head.
Yeah, the friendly person is somebody that hold in like equal standard.
Yep.
Goes on the right. I think the middle is the master, and the left is other birds of the same species.
Yeah. So King, he goes with Zoo King. And Zoo King goes to, who is it?
It's like the fall heaven species.
No.
It's something like that. It's full metal?
It's like death something.
Nah, no way.
No.
It's like...
Something immortal? No, there's 2 species. There's like...
Full spirit
species who have the backing of another species.
Who have the backing of
they're like something
the demi-immortals.
Demi-immortals, that's what they are. I was going to say death immortals, but I was like, that's too cool of a name for them. But essentially, the full spirit species, they're playing around. They're like, you know what? They want these pills for this amount. We're charging them 10 times amount. And they're like, oh, and you know what? We're also going to go to the Holy Tides. We're going to say, we're chilling. Kill the humans. We don't care.
True.
They're playing all sorts of plots. Zoo King pulls up, wipes out their entire
leadership.
Well, he kills all the people first.
Oh yeah, he kills all the people.
He kills all the citizens. He's like, you know what? Y'all were playing around. Since you didn't follow the orders, extermination.
Yep.
King, he's there since they're naturally aggressive. He was so happy. He was like,
yes, ecstatic.
He was like, oh, we're exterminating species.
Yeah.
I'm all aboard.
Yeah.
Exterminated them instantly. The full Moon Spirit Patriarchs were incensed. He kills them too. Or he kills 2 of them.
He kills 2 of the 4.
And then that's when the demi-mortals show up. And
no, that's when first the species ancestor showed up, and he's like avoid returning like 2nd step, I think it was. And King, I think we find out is 3rd step. So King is like wrecking his ass. And then the demi-immortals show up, and then they're like, King, what's happening? Like, if you stop right now, we'll let it go.
And he was like, I'm not playing out.
Yeah.
And that's when he put all the focus on Zoo King, and Zoo King was like, all right, let's make a deal. Either you give us the supplies at the standard market rate, which is crazy, because he's not even like saying like, give us a free or nothing. He was like, standard market price, same as usual. And I think he said to have, I don't know if he's talking about conscription, I couldn't remember.
And send all of your, no, I think it was just the standard rate. Yeah, I think it was just that.
It was just the state money.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's just supplies.
Yeah.
So they negotiate the supplies, and he knows not to push him back into a corner. So he's just like, they'll something about their alliance or whatever. But yeah, he's just like, either that or I cannot care. The humans cannot care. We'll release the sealed monster. And you guys who live right next to us will die first.
Yep. Exactly.
Because he's like, well, if we're going to lose, and you guys are trying to screw us, we can go down together. Yep. I'll see you down there in hell. Yeah. And that's when they gave in. They're like, all right, fine, we'll give you the supplies.
Supplies, check.
Yep. And that's when, they had respect for Zoo King, and his name started spreading. Because obviously they just exterminated a whole species. So after that, supplies were done. Everyone was like, okay, everyone knows I'm holding up. Just got the threat. Supplies were getting sent.
Yep.
That's the first problem. Done. Second problem, troops. What was it, the west and north line or something?
Yeah.
They were basically about to collapse.
They needed soldiers.
And Zoo King's like, alright, there's really only 2 places. Prefectures that are occupied with Forbidden by the Zombie and Forbidden by the Garment. So he goes to Ghost Emperor Mountain.
Mm-hmm.
He asks,
3 spirits.
yeah,
7 bodies.
August Spirit, Nether Fire.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if it's Nether Fire. No, that's something.
Nether Slaughter, something like that.
Something like that. He asks the strong one. He's
Yeah.
like, hey, I need one favor.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't even ask him to fight. He literally just says, I need you to just do one attack.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, on the basis of my potential, one day I can set you free.
Mm-hmm.
And he shows him, like, he has the full image of the Ghost Emperor Mountain.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, I'm a genius.
Before that, real quick, it was funny because when Zuking was trying to show off, the ghost spirit guy was like, I've seen this all before. You have the visualization of the Ghost Emperor, you put it in your gold core, you're gonna reach the Tao Soul, and then you think once you hit like Void Returning,
No, Spirit Trove.
Yeah, once you hit the Spirit Trove, you think
you do the Heavily Down.
Yeah.
And he was like, but how it's so rare for people to get Heavily Down, and
Yeah.
so many people have failed, and you might not do it. And that's when he was like, oh, I haven't Heavily Down already. I'm all set. Buddy.
Yeah.
I got it.
Yeah.
And that's when they were shocked. They're like, he has Heavily Down already?
Yeah.
Bet.
Yeah.
We'll put our trust in you.
Yeah.
So, because they didn't lose out on the deal. It's either you help an attack, which doesn't affect you.
Mm.
You're not getting attacked back.
Yeah.
And either I succeed and you get freedom, or you just don't get freedom.
Yeah, exactly.
Your situation doesn't change.
Yeah. Because basically they're all just like part of the Ghost Emperor, but
Yeah.
once the Ghost Emperor like reawakens, they'll all get absorbed.
Yeah, they lose their
Free will.
So they don't want to see the Ghost Emperor revive.
Mm-hmm.
But actually, they don't. They could get free will, but they would lose their undying state. They don't want to lose that.
That's true, yeah. And so they all show up to Forbidden by the Zombie, and basically they all go into the Ghost Emperor manifestation created by Zuking.
Yep, the fuse is one.
And on top of that, all of the cultivators are already there from the prefecture.
Yeah, they're slowly sealing it, and it's working. It just takes a lot of time.
Yeah.
But now with the attack, it was like one stage Smoldering God.
It was a half step.
Half step Smoldering God attack. It helps seal the door immediately.
And we find out from here is that the Grand Elder of the Source Sage Court lets us know that all forbidden regions have a source. So they all have an item in which the god looked at, and that was the source of the forbidden region. And so, for example, forbidden by the zombie is the door. Forbidden by the garment is a garment? I don't even remember. It's something. It's an item. But like basically, each forbidden region has an item. And we also find out here a big point. Huang Yan, Lil Fatty. I think is his name, right? Huang Yan. Huang Yu. I think he's pretty much the Phoenix.
Yeah.
Like it's like
they like confirmed it.
They confirmed he's the Phoenix. And we thought he was like maybe Void Returning. It seems like he is like peak Void Returning.
No, he's higher than that.
But like Quinn, is that how you said? How do you been saying King?
King Q?
No, the other.
Oh, Kingkin.
Kingkin has been saying that he can achieve his own Tao, but hasn't done it yet. That's why I think he's not Smoldering God. Because they said, remember, it was no. You know what happened? The Sword Sage Grand Elder was saying that once the god looks at it something a third time, it becomes a god domain. And the Forbidden by the Phoenix could already take the next step to become a god domain, but hasn't done it because it doesn't want to.
I thought it was because he just hasn't taken the next step, not that he doesn't want to take the next
He
step.
says he doesn't want to.
Oh.
So that's why I don't know.
It's probably because of the second
sis.
So it's probably like if he becomes a god, he can't have a kid. That's probably what it is. Because that would make sense.
Yeah.
Like you can't have a kid with Immortal.
Yeah. Who knows? So we find out he's the Phoenix. Which is insane.
Yeah. And that's crazy. How long do you think it's going to take for her to have that kid? This is a Phoenix.
Yeah, it's literally the Phoenix. So I don't know what that means by achieving godhood. If that means smoldering god, or if that means something else like god, because it's probably god cultivation.
Because beast. Oh yeah, that's true. So he probably is different standing. So he probably is god cultivation.
Yeah. So I don't know what that'll equal in terms of the Tao cultivation levels, but it's something insane.
It's probably higher.
I think it's
definitely higher than smoldering god.
I think it's the next step up.
above.
Yeah.
So he's smoldering god, like probably a peak smoldering god, like in terms of strength.
Yeah. Which is insane.
Yeah.
And so
that's why he roams free.
Yeah.
And that's why he also tells him like, you can come back because as long as you're in my territory, no one will mess with you.
Yeah, exactly.
Which makes so much more sense now.
It does.
She's like, if you get tired of the world, come back to Forbidden by the Phoenix.
Yep. Which is pretty nice of him.
Yeah.
And it does put into question why he's so nice to Suzuki though.
Maybe it's, I don't know.
That's crazy.
That is crazy.
Like
his character.
Yeah. Who knows? But he was very nice to Zuking at the beginning. Zuking was kind of a dick. And like the fatty was just like, I'll just chill around and talk until you're like more comfortable with me, you know? And like maybe the Phoenix just enjoyed having somebody like look at him with disdain. Cause like I feel like really peak experts when they go back to being like in the mortal realm, they kind of love when people just treat them like normal people, like treat me like trash. They like enjoy that.
I think it's also funny when you look back at like the stuff he did.
Yeah.
He was just like he spent so much time trying to win over the second Civ.
Yeah.
And then he also like looked afraid of like the other girl, the girl that ran the octopus.
Yeah.
I was like, he was just chilling the whole time.
Yeah, he was really chilling, bro. He's just a great actor.
It's funny.
Yeah, so we find that out, which is a pretty big detail. I guess a lot of the readers are just insane and Ben knew that.
Some people knew it.
Yeah, I was reading the comments and people were like, "You didn't see this, this, and this," and I was like, "Y'all are insane."
I don't know where. We knew he was someone special, but maybe they saw it when, you know what it might have been? When he said like, "Oh yeah, like my big brother, you know, told me like there's someone cool."
Before that.
People got it before that?
People knew he was related to the Phoenix way before that. They were saying that that when the captain had like a really big plan of invading Forbidden by the Phoenix, that's when Seven Blood Eyes entered the 8th Sect Coalition, and like the Phoenix somehow like pushed it along because he didn't want him to get invaded.
There's no way.
Like
those people are on some bullshit.
Bro, I don't know.
That doesn't. How do you get this?
There was more. There was more than that, and it was like there was another one that it was like I forget. There was another one that basically said that Second Civ was like just like she was at Forbidden the Phoenix, and she magically just got like a crazy body near her that was able to like increase her body cultivation by a bunch of times. And so and he's always nearby, and so they were like, "There's a connection there."
I don't know. That's still.
I think it's reaching.
It's
but like,
definitely reaching.
But like, people at least were able to see something there, and I didn't see that.
I didn't see that.
So I'll give it to them. And so,
that makes more sense why she can have his kid though.
Yeah, Emperor by the Zombie was sealed, and then everybody from Emperor the Zombie goes to Emperor the Garment. We find the captain here.
Yep.
Oh, by the way, we found Yin Yang. And you already talked about it.
Yeah, he went with them.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we found the captain. We found out that Little Five Fingers, the glove, got eaten. He went in to go save her. On his way in, he took a couple bites of the heart. Got a couple of bites
of a god heart.
A god heart.
Yeah.
Came out. He was escaping. He was ruthless in his escape. Cut his own head off and kicked it to
Yeah, that was crazy.
I was like, that's crazy. Because whatever the monster went out and tried to take it back. But he failed. Yeah. And so they sealed Forbidden by the Garment. And then they all went and reinforced the northern and western fronts. They pulled up in amazing fashion. At one of the teleportation stations, they were being attacked by the Black Guard. Is that what they're called?
Yep.
And just as they're about to leave, you hear like an earthquake, basically. I was like, that's sick, because they're getting TP'd over there. Yeah. And they realize there's a huge teleportation. They're like, impossible, there shouldn't be any troops. And when they realize it, they go over, they try to stop it. Nope. Millions of soldiers pull up. They all bow to Zoo King. I was like, that's sick.
I was the same.
And then they go and reinforce them.
Another cool thing was, I forget her name, but she's like the daughter, I believe,
of
Honor Guard Sema. I don't remember her name.
Well, Marcus Yao's her niece.
I don't think he's part of that. I don't think she's part of that.
Yes,
she is. She's part of the Marcus Yao clan.
I don't know if it's his niece or sister or something.
Yeah, it's not his sister.
She's a second generation.
Yeah, and she's basically the one who was defaming Zhu King when he first got to the capital. She was there protecting that teleportation point, and she had to see that, and everybody was like, "Oh, is that the man like that? Like she has a problem with it?"
Yeah, they're like, and she was like, "Quiet."
And then we get to the war. Zhu King did everything perfectly, and honestly, I thought it would like. That was like a perfect way for the author, I think, to make Zhu King important in something that obviously his cultivation level cannot allow him to like make a difference in. Like there's just no way it should. But in this way it did. And I thought it would be able to be enough. And it was not.
Bro.
We see death. Like crazy amounts of death. Like Urgen, I don't know what he's been doing. If he's been in some concentration camps. If he's been reading on death, like on his spare time, those scenes were so graphic and so well written, bro. I was there.
Yeah,
I was there.
It was horrifying.
And like Zhu King said, like I thought I saw hell on earth. This is hell on earth.
Yeah, he was like, "This is real hell." And their bodies everywhere. Mounds. Literally, it was horrifying, bro. He was near some old guy who was like practically half dead. He was like, and when he was about to go out, he was like, "Come back alive."
And Zhu King found him later, like weeks later. Dead.
Same spot. Dead.
Yeah.
I was like, "Damn."
So
and then even what's their faces died.
Who?
The couple they ran
into.
The
couple that we first introduced us to the Source Ages.
When he came to the war camp for the first time, they're alive.
Yeah.
But obviously.
They died later on.
Yeah. But
who else died? Oh, Dust Spirit died.
Yeah, she died before we even got there.
Yeah, so she's the lady who loved Big Bro Kong. She died. Wing Chen, the coffin guy, who had a life lamp, he died. And that was it from there. Like Hell Squad, right? The other guys lived.
Yes, that's true.
Yeah.
But yeah, so there was a lot of bodies.
That's pretty sad.
You know, he went. Zhu King, when he first saw Palace Master Kung, obviously you could tell he was tired, but he was trying to hold on.
Burning his longevity.
Yep. What was it? Oh, it was just relaying orders. He was telling him, get a lay of the land, figure out how the battle flows, because he was telling him, like, it's like, and it was crazy, because he said, we haven't really started the war yet. This is just small skirmishes. And I was like, small skirmishes?
Yeah.
What are you talking about? I see mounds of bodies nearby.
Yeah. I think it was because for the humans, it's an all-out war. For the Holy Tide,
it's not.
It's skirmishes, because remember, it's a region versus a county.
Yeah, they outnumber them.
We don't know how many counties are in a region, but my assumption is more than 10. So their amount of troops is, like...
pitifully
low. There's no way they're winning. Their only hope is to hold out until the Imperial, like, troops come. And we don't know if that is even going to happen. Because, like, it looks like all other counties are losing prefectures, like, at a crazy rate.
Yeah, because he said, like, this is going to be a war of fighting by ourselves for a long time.
Yeah.
And they were fighting for a while.
To be honest, it wasn't that long. When you think of it in real time.
Yeah, but like I feel like for cultivators, it's really long because life or death is decided so fast.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
I feel like in any war, it can be like when you're in the trenches. It's long.
That's true.
But essentially, what was keeping them alive was everyone can remember that the command dallions, the sword sages command dallions, they store power in their swords. So if you never swing it, that power is always storing up. So for people who are kind of limitedly talented, they decided to get sealed away to be used as like a trump card to like slash their sword to kill someone. And they had like a bunch of coffins, and we saw like 30% of them had already been used.
Yeah, they just kept using them. That was sad and like also so like heroic.
Yeah.
Because they also said like a bunch of them were just like sword sages who died in peacetime, or like we're going to die in peacetime, and they said instead of just like dying and letting my body waste away, let me give my all to like the sword sages.
So And they had the Dow Bell that was used as like a protective shield. They had a lot of stuff. Essentially, the war just raged on. Like, it's hard to describe the whole thing.
Yeah.
Because then I'd just be reading the chapters to you.
Yeah.
Well, let's just say...
You need to read it is what you need to do.
Yeah. If you've ever... Because obviously, if you've ever read any wuxia novels or zhangshi novels that have war arcs, any novel with the war arc, you'll know it's just trudging. They're trudging along. There's constant
I think he did a really good job with this one.
Yeah. The only ones that would not feel like this would probably be something like Desolate Era, where like they're constantly describing like almost every battle.
Yeah.
This one felt more realistic of like, oh, we're fighting, people are dying, people I know are dying. You know, we're killing people.
I really liked how they showed people that he knew died.
Yeah.
Like, obviously sucks, but like realistic. You know? And like, especially like that like part of the Hell Squad died, like damn.
The Hell Squad, I didn't think they didn't die like that.
I really thought they were like, I didn't think they were untouchable, but I just didn't think they would die.
Yeah, not that early at least.
Yeah. Then to find out they died, like they're probably like, they're spiritual people, like if they grew up at the very least.
Yeah.
You know, and the fact that they just got cut down so early shows the bleakness of the human race.
Yep, and it also what was killing the human race was like these, I don't remember what it's called, flowers or lotuses or something else.
The black particles.
Black particles. It was like a mutagen-like effect. Yeah, so they were just raining down on them. And they had to kept retreating. Like, that was like the whole thing. They were kept pushing back and back.
They were on their fourth line when Zukin got there, and they were creating their fifth line.
Yeah.
And so the battle raged on, and then Emperor Red Spirit shows up, and he's like, Palace Lord Kong. Obviously, he doesn't call him that, but he says his full name. It's like Kong Liang Zhu or something like that. Kong Liang Zhu. Surrender, and not everybody has to die here.
Yeah, so...
Or keep going and face race extermination. And Kong Liang Zhu was like, I'm a sword sage. I'm going down. I'm gonna have to go down, but we're gonna keep going to the last man.
Yeah. I think also, this is the second emperor pulled up.
Not yet.
No?
Not yet.
No, he did.
Not yet. It was Red Spirit and Emperor Kong were fighting one-on-one for like 3 or 4, I think it was 10 days. And then they stopped fighting, and then they like started fighting again, and that's when the second Emperor showed up.
Because the black particles got more energy.
Yeah, when the second
And
Emperor
that's when
showed
he
up.
realized, oh, they're getting reinforcements.
Yeah.
And that's when I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
They're getting reinforcements?
We can't even handle them now.
No.
And so the second Emperor shows up, and this is when...
Oh, I don't know if he said it or if Emperor Red Spirit, but they revealed some crazy information.
Well, you want to go ahead?
Yeah, so remember he was telling them, I think it's when you said he was telling them surrender, he was like, you guys have no backup coming.
Oh, yeah.
Because you don't have a domain item.
Yes.
And the domain item we found out is crazy. So there's the taboo, and there's domain. Domain is a race-saving treasure.
Yeah. If you have one of those, you are a
safe.
major species in revered ancient. If you don't have one of those, you're not safe.
Yep.
So humans used to have one, they don't anymore.
Yep. And basically he was telling them like the Nightshades are marching on to the Imperial capital as we speak to wipe out your human race. Other races are watching to see, if you guys falter, because then they'll give you up because of the Flame Mystic Moon Heaven race.
Yes.
Is preparing to come out of their slumber and undo their 100,000 year pact where they hunt a species.
Yes, basically they're like one of the biggest races on the continent, and every 100,000 years...
They're like, not the big, I think they're the strongest race.
They probably are.
Because they're literally declaring to the world, we're going to hunt a species.
Yeah, that's true. And they don't, obviously, it's not like a small race, like one of the many non-human races that are in the human territory. It's like we're gonna take over a region.
Yeah.
Like we're gonna take something out.
And no one wants to be there, so they're like, oh, we'll give up the humans because the humans are strong enough, but they don't have a domain item.
Yeah.
So, that's what he was telling them. He was trying to evoke fear in them, and we were just like, I was like,
I thought it was pretty interesting to find out because I thought the Nightshades were one of the major powers, And I think they still are, but we find out there's a heaven beyond that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And I was like, Flame Mystic, and this is when I read, because you know how Deathblade puts like references so people can remember. That's when I went back to 401 and I read.
Me too.
The thing, and we should have discussed this last time. We
Yeah.
failed the history.
Yeah.
It was Emperor East Glory.
Mm-hmm.
He, against his the better interest of his ministers, who told him not to, went to war with the Flame Mystic Moonheaven race. This was after when the fragmented Sky God, not Sky God, when the fragmented God appeared in the world, ancient mystic moon sovereign left. Obviously, the human race weakened,
declined,
and after the decline, obviously the human race was still pretty strong in most of their forces. But this Emperor East Glory was like, we're gonna become stronger. We're gonna reclaim our glory. Classic.
Reclaim our land.
Yep. So he goes to war with the Flame Mystic Moonheaven race, as we all know who that is now.
Mm-hmm.
They lose terribly.
It's probably where they lost their domain item.
It would make sense.
Yeah.
They lose so badly that they would never recover from this loss ever again, and this is the real start of their decline because of this loss. They lost so much inheritances, probably their domain item,
their regions.
Yeah, this is when they got reduced to one region.
Mm-hmm. Sad.
Yep, and now the Flame Mystic Moonheaven race is rearing its ugly head again.
Yep. And we don't know if they picked the humans, but yeah, this is crazy. Those two emperors showed up, and then they were like,
the world building in this novel is amazing.
Yeah, they said Palace Lord or Kong the Angel, step down now, stop now. And bro, I was at a restaurant with my girlfriend, guys, and I started crying. I might tear up right now, bro. And like, it was so emotional. He was like, Battalions 4, step back. Battalion 5, step back. Battalion 3, 2, 1, step back to 8,000 yards, whatever. He was like, honor guards, go back to Cecilian County. Wow.
Well, because the reason why he's telling them to retreat is because something big happened.
What happened here?
2 lines fell apart. Remember, one collapsed.
Oh yeah, the northern front.
Well, yeah, they collapsed.
Yeah.
Everyone was exterminated. Yeah. Marcus Yao disappeared.
Mm-hmm.
And that's when Palace Master Kong realized. He was like, "Oh, so that's what it was."
Mm-hmm. So the administrative palace lord got killed.
Oh yeah, they all died.
Yeah.
The Justice Palace Master, Administrative Palace Master, and there's a third guy. Corrections? No, because he managed that. Whatever, but whatever the third one was, they all died. So all of his prime subordinates dead. The only people left Sema, Deacon,
it was 2 honor guards.
It was the Lieutenant Governor.
The Lieutenant Governor wasn't on the battlefield.
Was he not there?
No. He was governing the area with the supplies and everything.
Oh, okay. Well, whoever else was there. Obviously they're another step down.
Yeah.
Because they weren't the leaders.
The deputy palace lords.
Yeah, that's when it was. And so that's when he was.
He told everybody to back up.
Retreat.
Yeah.
Everyone retreated.
He said the war is over.
Yep.
Except for me. That was crazy, bro. The deputy palace lords and the honor guards were like, my other brothers have fallen. Let me go out in glory like you. And he was like, are you guys still not sword sages? You have to follow command. And so he sends everybody back. And bro, he gave literally his whole essence to that fight. It was crazy, bro.
He goes up, and and he pulls out his Emperor sword.
Yeah.
And then...
No, not first. First he uses... There was 8 large Emperor swords full with all the Emperor swords of all the sword sages of the past.
Yeah.
He uses all 8 to go out in a blaze of glory to kill the 2 emperors, and he was able to sever Emperor Red Spirit's Tao. So basically, he'll never be able to grow stronger.
Yeah, and he destroyed the other's body.
And then this is when we get that shadowy guy that shows up.
Well, no, before that, this is when they released a hole appears in the sky, and this is when the projection of their domain item appears.
Oh, the Nightshades?
Yeah, and it starts threatening to freeze everything in the area.
Yeah.
And that's when Palace Master Kong gives it his everything. He grows up ginormous.
Yeah.
And he fuses into the
Dowbell.
The Dowbell to shield them from the ice.
Yeah.
And then that's when
the Shadow
Guy shows up.
And you find out he's the guy that killed the governor.
Yeah. And
he also has no future.
Yeah, because so Palace Master Kong just throws one last sword at him. That'll chase him regarding his past, present, or future. But the guy reveals, I have no past, present, or future, otherwise this would have killed me. But I will remember you because of it.
That was crazy because we don't know what that means.
Yep.
Like we were trying to describe earlier during that Chen Tiankun fight, like what past, present, and future is. We tried our best, but we don't know, you know? And like right here is a perfect example. Like he says he has no past, present, and future, so how do you exist? You know? Like some people were saying outside of the world, maybe.
But that's too strong for something like that.
That's way too strong for him to be showing up like that. Because at that point, like, you don't need to sneak around at all, you know? Unless, like, something about the world to know or something, yeah.
But regardless, but even after everything, even after Kong gave his life, they still shatter in the end.
They lost.
The Dowbell shatters. The front line collapses. It looks as if all hell's about to break loose.
Yeah.
People are dying.
Yeah.
And so, into the distance, you know, as if, you know,
the hero, awaited hero shows up.
The Son of Dawn.
Yeah. The 7th Imperial Prince shows up, the reinforcements.
What was it, 60 million strong. I was like, 60 million strong?
Yeah,
when I heard that, I had to reread it because I was like,
what?
Yeah, I was like, oh, so he is not messing around. But also, I was like, how many, our guys are fighting like, how many people? I want to know the ratio.
Well, they did say the reinforcements were like tens of millions of people. So I'm guessing like all of the troops.
Sicilian County had, there's no way they had 1 million people on there.
Yeah.
Did they?
They said the 2 prefectures that came with reinforcements were tens of millions of people.
Oh yeah, you're right.
So I think like everybody was probably around 100 million.
These places are bigger than I think.
Yeah, they are. And so the 7th Imperial Prince shows up, and then we kind of just get a fast forward of 3 months. He basically cleans up all of the holy tides in the area in a very brutal fashion. For example, he'll set off volcanoes to kill swathes and swathes of holy tide.
Yeah, but none of the humans are able to evacuate either, so he doesn't care. Only results. Doesn't care about the lives.
Yeah, victory is a victory.
Yep.
Even if I killed 90% humans to kill 10% of holy tides, a victory is a victory.
Yeah.
And we kind of it's made very clear that the Imperial Prince waited until Palace Lord Kong gave his absolute like last bit of life to protect everybody.
Yeah,
that's when he swooped in.
It's because Palace Master Kong knew it.
Yeah.
Like it's clear he knew, so he knew like, oh, if he shows up, he's not gonna show up if I'm here because everyone's gonna look at me and give me the credit because I've obviously like what he did was amazing.
Yeah.
But if I die and he pulls up to be the hero,
he'll become the hero.
Yeah.
And so Palace Lord Kong gave his life, and then the Imperial Prince came out. I hate that guy.
We're gonna kill him at some point.
Well, for sure. Everybody not everybody. The smart sword sages know. Not all the masses don't know, but like there's definitely like smart sword sages know. The captain knows.
There's some resentment that no one can do anything.
And Palace Lord, Big Bro Kong, he knows.
Yeah.
I think honestly, if you're a sword sage, you know.
Yeah, but the war rages on. Zoo King and all the others, they got sent back.
Mm-hmm.
They, to rest. Obviously, Zoo King's depressed.
No, Zoo King fights for another 2-3 months.
Yeah, after.
Oh, after that, okay. Then the war's over after that.
I know. It's not completely over because they're just occupying certain areas and there's like small skirmishes.
Oh yeah.
But he gets sent back to finally take a rest.
Mm-hmm.
They were trying to get sent back for a while, like other people, but like it took a while.
Yeah.
But they finally get sent back and he is depressed when he gets there because like Palace Master Kong died, and they're just kind of going about thinking like, oh, we gotta get strong. Captain was like, we just gotta get stronger you know, because like obviously the place changed with Seven Princes. He's like, oh, if you don't like it, it's fine. We'll leave, get strong, come back, and do whatever the hell we want.
Because we also get told that the Seventh Prince, he did all that to get all the glory because he wants to take over this county as his own region.
Yeah.
He wants, or his own like land. He wants to make this like his stronghold.
Yeah. So he's gonna do that and probably try to get a region or whatever.
And we find out, you're probably better for this.
Well, are you gonna tell the Holy Tides? Yeah. So we find out there's a little handshake deal going on in the background.
Yeah.
So apparently the Holy Tides are working with the Seventh Prince.
Yeah.
They wanted him to play hero. And the Holy Tides apparently want to break free from the Nightshades. So the whole thing is a hoax. The Holy Tides invasion on the Cecil County is it's like a mirage. That's what it was. To hide what's really going on in the background, and it's to to throw off the Nightshades as well. So, because the Nightshades are fighting against the Imperial capital, so the Seventh Prince wants to play hero. I call him hero because that's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
And so he's made a secret deal with them. Like they probably kill a certain amount of people. He takes a certain amount of prefectures, whatever. He's like, and the ancient emperor is like, you know what? He's not gonna break our deal as long as we give him what he wants, and he knows.
Yeah.
They know too many secrets about each other.
And we also, the Imperial Prince gives up Marcus Yao as the culprit for killing the governor.
Yeah, but we all know that's a load of crap.
Yeah, a load of crap. And like all of the Marcus Yao's people,
they get put in prison.
And they all and I think Marcus Yao's sister, who's not the lady we were talking about earlier, she's just like super sad, and she obviously knows something because she's like, I forget Marcus Yao's real name because she says his real name, not Marcus Yao.
So was it worth it?
Yeah, she's like, was that all worth it?
Yeah, because he was not a real traitor.
Yeah,
it was a fake the whole time. They even revealed it, saying
they revealed it way back that he definitely wasn't.
Yeah, but then like they really confirmed it when they were arguing in the meeting, and he was pretending to be on like the side of the non-humans.
Yeah.
He's like, I don't think it was him. So who assassinated the governor? Clearly concerned.
Yeah. So Marcus Yao is not the traitor, but he has been framed as such.
Yep.
And as of right now, we finish with the Imperial Prince crowning himself as basically the new governor. Not even the governor, I think it's just
Just the leader.
The leader of the county. And there's going to be a reformation. Also, he takes in some Sword Sage Grand Elders as like, he basically takes people out of their posts because he wants to put his own people in. And one of those Grand Elders that gets put out, one of the Sword Sages, is the Sword Sage Grand Elder from Emperor Receiving Prefecture. He gets thrown out, and the Imperial Prince puts his own people in, which is pretty big because that's Zhu King's boy.
Yeah, so things are changing. And then we kind of ended off with them opening the Forbidden Region underneath the county capital. I think it's underneath the county.
What? What are you talking about?
Did you not read the last 3 chapters?
I read it up to 510.
I might have read it a little bit later.
I don't remember that. It was the end ended with Palace Lord Kong's funeral. That was the very last chapter.
Yeah, that's right.
You kept going?
I think I might have just read it by accident. I was just like,
yeah,
let me see what's going on.
But yeah, Palace Lord Kong's funeral was the last chapter.
That's right. Oh my god.
And that's when the Imperial Prince tells us about Marcus Yao being the traitor, and he said, under my leadership, we'll see a brand new day. And that's where we end. But Zhu King and a lot of other people are like side-eyeing and like,
bitch,
basically. Yeah. Honestly, guys, all in all, phenomenal. The emotions were crazy. I cried reading it, and I gotta be honest. No matter how gruesome it was, I couldn't see them losing. And technically, they didn't lose.
No, they lost.
Like,
they got reinforcements.
Yeah, but like,
yeah, they lost.
But it's fake reinforcements. You know what I'm saying? Like, if it was real reinforcements, I would have felt like, okay, we didn't lose. But they lost.
Yeah, because like Seventh Prince bullshitted us.
Yeah, the bullshit was, and we could tell from the very beginning. Like, and it wasn't how like an author makes it super obvious when they'll do like the hero's going somewhere, and then the next chapter is like a woman in distress for half the chapter, and then like, oh my god, he shows up last second. Like, that's not what this was. It was very clear. Like, Big Bro Kong or Palace Lord Kong gave up his whole life, and then as soon as he was dead, gave it 5 seconds, Imperial Prince came. Like, it was like, I'm just taking the glory. Not like I'm trying to be, So, you could tell right away it was a fake, Which is depressing and, like, terrifying. Also, we don't know Zoo King's cultivation right now.
Mm-mm.
I don't think he went to Nascent Soul, but, like, because he only has 1 palace left. But I bet you he's basically capped out.
Well, he got all those credits.
And he got a bunch of
So
credits.
he's gonna get that 5th life lamp.
Well, he needs to get his 4th first. You think he has enough for 2?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah?
Bro, you see how many battle credits he had?
That's true. We don't know how much one costs.
Bro, life lamp's not gonna be. It's a gold core item.
I don't know, because even spiritual, even like void returning experts still need them.
Do they?
Well, it builds on your foundation. It makes you stronger. For example, he has 13 palaces. If he has 11 palaces, he can get 11 Nascent Souls.
Yeah, but I imagine at some point it doesn't. Like, it matters, but I feel like when you pass a certain step, like, it's not like you can go back.
I agree with that, yeah.
So I imagine, so that's why I say it's like still gold core.
Item? Okay. Oh, because you're saying, like, for example, like at Nascent Soul, you can put in, you might not be able to put in a life lamp to get another Nascent Soul. Okay. Yeah, there might be a point where there's, like, no longer able to get more. You're right. I don't know when that'll be. I feel like...
I feel like would it make sense for it to go, like, into Nascent Soul?
Yeah.
Like, you can get one while Nascent Soul and, like, use it.
Yeah, I think you're right. Yeah, I think especially because you create...
Your Nascent Souls from the gold cores.
But then again, it kind of is like instant, right? So they go into the life flame, they'll instantly create a gold core, and they'll instantly create a Nascent Soul, right?
I guess that's true.
Then I guess they'll instantly create a Spirit Trove. I think probably the cap is Spirit Trove in my opinion, because I think however many Nascent Souls you'll have Spirit Troves. But I think after that, it's obviously Void Returning, and those are like way different. And I think that's when like the Spirit Trove is the end of the foundation. Like obviously all of these.
Oh, I see what you mean.
And then as soon as you have Void Returning, that's when like you just explode. Yeah. Like you see like the absolute difference between like a 9 soul or a 9 Spirit Trove and like a 13 Spirit Trove, or like probably the regular is like 6 Spirit Trove.
Oh, you want to know why I read those last chapters?
Why?
I just realized. So I didn't read them right away.
Yeah.
But you know how for most novels we read it until to the end?
Yeah.
So for some reason I forgot, and I went and checked it because I was like, oh shit. He probably read the last few, because usually for keyboard, that's like what happens with keyboard.
Basically every other one we do that, except this and Damn Reincarnation.
Yeah. So I was like, oh, let me do that. And I was like...
Oh, you got like 15 chapters on us right now.
There's not that...
There's like 15 chapters out. We finished at 510. There's like 525 out right now.
Yeah, I do.
Was it good? I don't even have to ask. I don't even have to ask. I know it was good. Have we ended the novel yet, or ended the book? No.
I can't remember. No.
We're at 525 right now.
Well, I'm gonna reread it again.
Yeah.
So I don't want to forget like I did for
the God Battle.
Yeah.
The God Battle was insane. Guys, it was so good. This was fantastic.
Yeah, it was great. Can't wait to see. So I was telling Adamar this, I was like, every arc's hit better than the last.
Every single one.
And I don't know how the next one's gonna hit better.
I said that last time. And he went crazy again, bro. But this one is gonna be, I think it's gonna be a hard reset. And the fact that like...
Well, the culture shifted in the area, so...
Yeah, and I think, yeah, exactly. And like, everything we've built on, like, I think it'll still be in play, but like, I feel like he's gonna go off into like a far off land or something. Like he's gonna go on a long mission.
Oh, okay.
And he comes back like Spirit Trove.
Yeah.
That's kind of my prediction for the next thing. I don't think I can see him like taking orders from like the Imperial Prince's like, side. Like either he goes to the capital or he goes on a long distance adventure that comes back like super crazy powered up.
Yeah.
That's my guess. How about you?
I agree.
Yeah. I think he comes back like peak Spirit Trove or something.
I don't know if he'll come back that strong. He'll probably like have entered it.
Entered it? I don't know, because I feel like during this war we see that Spirit Trove is like the level at which you're like you yourself as an individual power can make a difference in a war.
Yeah.
Because they were saying all the like formations and everything were at spiritual level, so like that seems like the base level to be like your own person in a war. Like as an absent soul like cultivator, you're not really like anything in a war.
Yeah, that's true.
But as spiritual, you're like a somebody.
Yeah.
So that's why I feel like he'll come back like peak spiritual, and he'll like decimate a wood returning person. That's what I think. But we're not gonna see that for hundreds of chapters. Like we're gonna go on a long arc. Like, and remember these chapters are long anyways, and they have so much information. I think we're probably not back for another 200-300 chapters.
You really think that long? You know what? I'll agree.
Something crazy, bro.
I agree.
He's gonna go on a crazy adventure.
I agree.
Yeah.
All right.
We'll see.
That was Beyond the TimeScape. That was a great week.
It really was.
Yeah, next week we're going to be reading Keyboard Immortal.
It won't live up to Beyond the TimeScape,
but it should be. He's reached the peak of the world.
Yeah.
So it should be interesting who's up there to challenge him.
Facts. Very much.
I hopefully offer he can do something good.
We'll see. But alright, guys, this is episode 54.
Yes.
Alright, it's been episode 54 of Light Novel Fiends podcast. We will see y'all next week. Peace.